We are all racist. Every single one of us who look like me, who are watching this video, we are racist. And let me explain what I mean by that, because if you would have told me that a few years ago, I would have come out of my corner swinging saying, no way, I am not. I have worked in the criminal justice system for decades, and I've seen the systemic racism there and fought against it. I have biracial children, and I have seen the way the world looks at my children who are of a minority race versus my children who look like me. And I would have said, no way. But here is the thing. The more I learn, the more I realize just how much I don't know. Because there are two types of racism. There's the kind of racism that comes from the hate in your heart, and I don't have that. I never have, and I suspect very many of you don't have it either. But there is another kind of racism that comes from ignorance, and that abounds in my life. Even me, who thought that I knew a lot about seeing systemic racism. But here's what I've learned. The more I learn, the more I realize how unintentionally racist I have been in so many things. And it is on us now, white people, to educate ourselves. We're never going to fully grasp what it means to live in a world where you are the minority and where the system has been set up for hundreds and hundreds of years to benefit people who look like me and to oppress people who look like my children. But we have got to educate ourselves. I'm going to start listing several books and documentaries that I've been watching to educate myself. And I hope any of you who really want this world to be a better place, we have got to start with the foundation that all men and women are created equal. And we have got to set new rules for how we move in this society if we're going to have that. I need to apologize to the friends, the clients, the people I interacted with for so many years, because I thought I wasn't racist, and I'm not, as far as the part that comes out of hate. But the part that is born from ignorance, I'm sorry, I should have done better, and I am learning. For those of you who are watching this who are minorities, please put your advice in the comments. Books, documentaries, movies, or just your life experiences. I want to learn, and I want to help others learn, because I don't want you or your children or my children to live in a world that is designed to fail them. Okay, so let's start this series of educating ourselves in order to make this world a better place. Go love your neighbor.
Hey, final time. Empty your pockets.
There's nothing in my pocket.
Empty your pockets.
Just my car keys.
Put everything you have on to the backpack.
I have only my phones with me.
Okay. Put them to the backpack.
Why?
Please.
I have my phones with me, and I have to record this. I need my evidence. I can't leave my phone. I'm sorry, and I can't leave my laptop also.
You're behaving.
I'm not behaving anyhow. You should not have touched me. I'm not behaving aggressively. I'm not screaming to the police. I'm not screaming to the police.
I'm also recording, please.
Yeah. It's okay. I know that. I have my record. You started recording all the way since.
Okay.
Those are the things I have in my pocket. Okay, I have a hand sanitizer. I can't leave my policeman. You probably have to do something. I can't leave my phones on my laptop. I'm sorry.
You can put them in the backpack. We will keep it.
I can't leave my phones on my backpack.
No, you are not obeying.
I can't leave my phone on my backpack.
You have to calm down.
I can't leave my phone on my backpack. I can't leave my phone on my backpack.
We will put them in the car.
I can't leave them out of my sight. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I can't do that.
Are you refusing to obey?
I'm refusing to obey that because my phone and my backpack are not weapons. They are my personal property, and they have all my business information. I've left my my car key is here, my wallet is there, my bag is there. I can't leave my phone on my backpack.
Listen, you will not lose them.
I cannot leave them out of my sight. I'm sorry, policeman. You have to do. I can't leave my phone on my backpack. I'm sorry. I can't leave my phone on my backpack, on my laptop. I can't leave my phone on my laptop. You have my bag, and I can't leave my phone on my laptop, policeman.
Yet again, you have to listen.
There's not. You would need to probably just do whatever you want to do, because I will not leave my phones and my laptop. I've left my bag. I've left my car keys. I've left everything. I will not leave my phone and my laptop. I can't leave it out of my sight. You need to arrest me with my phones and my laptop.
I have told you how to.
I can't leave my phones and my laptop. It's that simple. I cannot. It is up to me. I haven't done anything wrong. I only parked in a bad place. I only parked in the wrong place, and there are a lot of us here. There are a lot of us, many of us that are parked in the wrong place.
You can't leave now.
I'm not going anywhere. You need to go to the gym. You're too aggressive. There are a lot of us here. I'm not the only one here. You shouldn't treat me like this. I cannot leave my phone and my laptop out of my sight.
Puhutko suomea tai ruotsia?
I speak Finnish and English.
Okei, eli puhutaan suomea joko?
I want to speak English because it's getting serious. And you are embarrassing. You are embarrassing me. You are embarrassing me in public. Look, am I the only one here? I've made a public post about this on my Instagram and my LinkedIn about the police always leaving everybody behind and coming to only harass me all the time. This is another perfect example of it. This is it. This is what I was shouting about on Instagram. See everybody, this guy is smoking. This guy, they are just I'm just here and you're harassing me.
Ajokorttia ja taksikuluttajan
It is in my
ajonlupaa.
wallet. Before you started touching me, don't touch me, policeman. Don't touch me. I'm not a criminal. Don't touch me. I'm working. When you came, you saw me working. Don't touch me. Don't ever touch me. Don't ever. Nobody touches me. I didn't grow up with touches. Don't touch me ever, policeman.
Sä huudat täällä.
Don't touch me. Don't ever touch me. Until you convict me of a crime, don't ever touch me again. Why are you touching me for? For what? Are you my friend? You're not my friend. You have always been harassing me. This is not the first time you harassed me. You harassed me the other day in front of my mother. My mother was on the phone and you were harassing me. You're not my friend. Don't never touch me. For what? What nonsense? My mother was crying on the phone. You kept on harassing me. You and no say her name. The other night, I gave me 400 and what euros? 444 euros ticket. Don't ever touch me. He's not my friend. You can maybe no. You can't even touch me. No, you should not touch me physically. Don't ever try that again. For what? Look at every other person. You're harassing just me. Look at every other person doing the same thing that I'm doing, but it's me you're harassing. Look. For what? What have I done? What have I done? I cannot leave my gadget out of my sight, bro. I can't. I'm sorry. Take everything. I cannot leave my phones and my laptop out of my sight. It's that simple. I cannot leave my phones and my laptop out of my sight. I'm sorry.
Another patrol coming and they'll take you.
They can take me. Anybody can take me. I can't leave my gadget out of my sight. I haven't done anything wrong.
Mulla on kuvaukset päällä. Jos saatte hänet kyytiin. Taksakaa tänne vaan. No niin, this way please.
Can I take my property?
He will watch them.
If anything gets...
Put your...
No, I can't leave my phones and my laptop. Look, it's just my phones and my laptop. I can never leave them out of my sight. Take my car keys and my wallet. All my cards are in my wallet.
Everything.
For what? Keep harassing me. What have I done? What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? For what? What did I do? Leave me alone. Don't touch me. I can walk by myself. What is the meaning of
We'll
this?
touch you if it's necessary.
Touch me if it's necessary.
Yeah, correct.
How am I supposed to be here? Like, can I have my wallets, please?
Everything you can get everything.
Good afternoon. I'm being arrested by the Finnish police, Turku police, for doing nothing. I was at the Viking terminal line trying to get a customer, as I would normally do, and they just came now, and a police man came to my car. There were several other cars there. They didn't talk to the other people. They just came to me. They asked every other person not to move, but it came to me because I was the first in line. But this same policeman has harassed me before. The same policeman has harassed me before. And now they are coming to harass me again. They have taken my backpack. They have taken my backpack, my wallet, and my car key. My house key also is there. They kept saying, "What do I have in my pocket?" I have nothing in my pocket. I'm just working. They are treating me like a thief, like a criminal. Now I'm in the back, the van of the police van in Turku. Every other taxi people that were in the same place I was are still there. They arrested me for doing nothing. I haven't done anything, and this is what they are doing to me. Normally, if you're parked in the wrong place in Finland, the police will just come and give you a ticket, and they leave. Now this is happening, and I have not done anything wrong. All I've been doing is posting all these things online, all these things that are very, very, very intimidating and very, very fearful that are happening to me. Now this is what is happening. I don't know where they are taking me to. I don't know why they are doing this, and I'm posting this online so that the world can know that this is happening. I'm in Finland, I'm in Europe. A police cannot arrest me for no reason. I haven't taken alcohol, I haven't taken any drugs, I haven't done nothing. When they came, I was working, and now this is what is happening. I'm just making this announcement to the world so that the world can see what I'm going through right now. I don't know where this is going to lead, I don't know what is going to happen, but I'm not going to allow anybody to treat me like a criminal. I'm not going to allow anybody to treat me like a thief when I've not done anything illegal, when I didn't drink alcohol or smoke anything or do anything bad. I'm not going to allow anybody to treat me like a criminal. I'm just making this announcement so that the world can know what I'm going through right now.
Okay, as an Argentinian, I really wanted to speak about these racist allegations. Now, I'll start by stating the obvious. I'm white. I've never experienced racism. That doesn't mean other people haven't, but I can only tell you my experience and my interpretation of the world. That said, when my family and I heard about these racist allegations, we were actually all pretty surprised because it just felt super far from our experience and the people we know who are Argentinian, growing up Argentinian, and going to Argentina. Not to say it hasn't happened, but maybe it just wasn't happening in our world of Argentina. Now, my next question, and I'm a believer in free speech. I think we should question things and spark debate, and if I'm wrong, or this is really such a hot take, I would love for somebody to mention that in the comments because I'm always open to growing and learning. My question is, when will we start holding everybody to the same standard when it comes to these kinds of things? Because yes, Argentina has a past of being racist, but at the same time, a lot of these countries, arguably all of these countries in the World Cup, were built on the back of horrendous acts towards minority groups. So to put all this hate towards one country, to me, is a little bit confusing, because if it's going to be fuck Leo Messi for the erasure of black people in Argentina, why is it also not fuck Lamine Yamal for the Spanish conquistadors who erased civilizations in a single generation? Or is that just so far in the past that it doesn't count? That's my question. Seems slightly unfair. I'm scared to use that term, but I just have to wonder, because my experience, Argentinian and from the United States has felt in my life way more racist.
A racist white man hit me while I was on a subway in Germany. And honestly, I couldn't have been more disappointed about the comments. What people don't seem to understand is that the person who assaulted me wasn't even in need of a seat because he was already seated when I arrived. I came into the subway and it was a 4-seater where he was sitting in front of his other friend. When I joined and put my bag there, that's when he proceeded to talk to me in English with a horrible German accent, meaning he thought I couldn't speak German, to tell me that my bag is in the way. Mind you, there was nobody asking for a seat. But if the subway is empty, I'm not gonna put my brand new bag on the floor. And if I want to read a book, I can't put that heavy ass, big ass bag on my knees either. But it was heartbreaking to see a couple of black people side with a racist, abusive man. It also showed me where we at as a community, but also as a society. And that actually helps me and gives me hope because it tells me that I'm on the right path with educating people and that we gotta keep pushing. Because one thing white men gonna have is the audacity and the protection to back that up. I'm gonna try and put no nonsense on my name. My parents raised me right. If I see an elderly or person in need of a seat, I'm obviously gonna stand up even before they're asking for a seat. But the fact that we had a cop present who actually took everybody's IDs, who saw the man hitting me, then made me come to his office and sue that man because they already watched the surveillance cameras. And in the line with my story and what the cop had seen in the subway, the cops didn't say one single thing about me putting my bags on the seat because there's no law against it. I didn't do anything wrong. And the comments only look like that because we live in a sexist and in a racist society. Because honestly, what y'all don't seem to get is that I'm not only black, but I'm also a woman that's been hit by a man.
The ethnic replacement of any race in any country is a horrible thing. This includes Europe and European countries. European ethnicities and their cultures are getting replaced and erased by mass immigration from other countries. But it's very important to speak out against things like ethnic replacement of people in their own regions because it is the moral thing to do.
This really pisses me off because people like to compare the eradication of indigenous people to immigration, but it's not nearly the same thing. Colonizers coming in, stripping you of their culture, killing you until you accept their culture, you accept their ways, you accept their religion, and destroying any little bits of your culture to oppress you, destroying your historical site, waging war and genocide against indigenous people if they did not fully accept their colonizers' culture. And people try and compare that to immigrants peacefully immigrating to Western countries and bringing their own culture. Nobody's forcing you to accept their culture. You do that on your own. When you go to Indian restaurants, when you go to Chinese restaurants, you are doing that on your own. You could simply not do that. You could celebrate your own culture. The fact of the matter, I don't really get this whole replacement. Yes, I understand there are more immigrants coming over, but it's not like these immigrants are going into your house, hanging up a flag of their country and say, you now must worship my country, my traditions. You can no longer celebrate Christmas. You now have to celebrate Diwali. That just makes no sense. No immigrant is doing that. People talk about this idea of integration. So by integration, they mean by adopting British culture. So you don't really think that they're taking your culture. You just think that they should get rid of their culture and taking British culture. Okay, just say that, but don't act like they're eradicating the native people. People have been telling me that immigrants are getting rid of native people. I don't know why people start acting like immigrants come to the West and start shooting up people. No, there's nothing of the sort. People immigrate, but only really to big cities. And I feel like this is something I have to put emphasis on. The reason that such big cities have such multiculturalism is because most immigrants move to bigger cities where there are job opportunities, because people usually immigrate for job opportunities. You'll never go to a random town in the UK, like a random small town, and find lots and lots of immigrant culture. That just won't exist. Yeah, maybe you'll find a few people of color, but don't try and act like it's completely brown and black people. Apart from major cities, it is literally majority white people. And people coming over and bringing their culture and creating a great fusion of multiculturalism that you benefit of doesn't mean that you can't celebrate your culture anymore. I think if immigrants do come to the UK, obviously they should learn English, they should adopt to British values, but they can still have their own culture that you are not forced. You are not forced to partake in their culture. And the fact that people try and equate it is so disheartening, because you just know that they've never studied history. Because if you really see how colonizers destroy indigenous culture, you would never dare to try and equate it. One last thing, other cultures and other religions existing around you doesn't mean that they're forcing you to partake. Just because you witness their culture and their celebrations doesn't mean that it's being forced upon you. Yes, you may see other people celebrating other holidays. Yes, you may see it more often. That doesn't mean that you are forced, you are grabbed by the hands and you are forced to partake in that holiday.
How racist are white people? Like, I know it's not all of you guys. Come on, it's not all of you guys. But it's definitely not none of you lot either. And when you live in a country where you have a powerful majority and a minority, I think it's important for that minority to know, like, where exactly do they stand? So I want to know, like, how racist are white people? I saw a video not too long ago of a lady. She presented a statistic that helped me understand something that I've always wanted to know that pertains to what we're talking about here. And she was talking about in America, I think America or Canada, one of the two. And they were doing an evaluation of the court system to understand bias when it comes to the jury, when it comes to sentencing, etc. And so what they did was they wanted to know how many white people, what proportion of white people had a person of color as a friend. I can't remember the statistic, but it was maybe something like 80-something% didn't. And it's very interesting. They defined friend as someone who is like in your top 8 people that you'd call in an emergency. So, yeah. You need you need to be around black people, brown people, for you to be able to be challenged on some of your views and stereotypes that may be presented in the media or from what you heard, your surroundings and what you've been taught. So with all that being said, hey, what proportion of you lot do have a person of colour as a friend, let alone are racist? And let's define racist as, the definition of racist is someone who discriminates against someone based on the colour of their skin or ethnic origin or their race, blah, blah, blah. We understand that. But let's say generally if someone looks down upon people of a particular race. Some people, like, they might not say nothing. I remember I listened to LBC one time, one guy called in saying, yeah, black people, like 95% of them are wrongins. They're absolute wrongins. Guy asked him, like, where'd you get that statistic from? He said he couldn't tell us. Anyway, let's say that guy, he sees a black person on the road, like, he's calm, he don't say nothing, but that's what he thinks. So my man's racist. Like, let's keep it a buck 100. Like, my man's racist. Cool. Now let's say, for example, let's give it a baseline. Let's say 10% of white people are racist in this country, the UK. How does that affect us? Imagine 1 in 10 of your teachers was racist. Imagine 1 in 10 of police officers are racist. Imagine 1 in 10 of hiring managers are racist. How does that negatively impact the black community?
The FIFA World Cup 2026 is finally over. Ended a few days ago. I'm doing this video to express my utter disappointment in FIFA. FIFA should be ashamed. For the first time in the history of football since I've been alive, I saw the worst racism in football. I saw political influence in football, and that is not acceptable. Football, as an African, is what unites everybody. It doesn't matter what race you are, what tribe, what culture, what religion you are. In Africa, football unites every single one. During football game, everybody for that 90 minutes forgets about inequality, they forget about hunger, they forget about poverty, they forget about everything for that 90 minutes. The entire nation come together to support their team. And for the first time in history, politics got involved in football, and that had changed the sport forever. The second thing, racism in the sport. Football, I don't understand. You see how the football divided the whole world. But football is supposed to be something interesting that people will look forward to and enjoy. But instead, racism was displayed at global level. People were hating on each other. You see, FIFA don't collect money. FIFA was behaving anyhow. VAR ruined the competition. The VAR crews, most of the time, they were drunk. They were completely out of office when things happened. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm not a football person, but when there is a major competition like World Cup, I watch football, and I've got to say, I'm disappointed. I mean, from the onset, from the beginning of this, even before it started, we saw how Donald Trump was trying to manipulate and interfere in the game by trying to remove Iranian team from the competition. FIFA did nothing. We saw how red card was being overturned through a phone call by the President of the United States of America. We saw how football fans became enemies with each other because of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Do I need to say any more? Waiting happen. This sport is supposed to be for entertainment. People just hate. Even up till now, the game is over. I mean, I suppose you could see social media. My guy, Combo, I feel sorry for the guy. In fact, I don't want to be that guy right now because the way everybody is attacking him. Listen, there is nothing wrong with you expressing your feelings on social media. There is nothing wrong with you expressing your opinion. All right? You don't have to agree with the person expressing that opinion or feeling, but I mean the platform is there for you to express your own feeling, counter that person's idea or statement instead of going a little bit dramatic. I saw all the racist comment against Combo. I saw all the insult. We don't need that kind of thing. It doesn't vibe. Those kind of listen, social media is supposed to be for fun, right? But it's just shocking how people just hate. Everybody just the best. Footballers that are multi-millionaire and billionaires. You people are here hating and fighting each other. Anyway, congratulations to Spain. They won the game. Fair and square. No doubt. Oh boy. See how Spain played Argentina into the ground. Nearly 970 passes was successfully done by Spain and just over 350 for Argentina. Oh boy, that game, even myself, I didn't see it coming. But the way Spain came out, but Argentina did a good job defending, not to have conceded more goals. But it is what it is. The game is over, and finally, let's hope. In fact, now that the game is over, They talked about the game is even worse than when the game was on. It don't happen.
You don't have to agree with me, but you have to consider the facts, historical facts. I'll give you a couple. One, Chinese majority as race is the Han race, Han ethnicity. Okay, so in the Qing dynasty, the Han ethnicity was oppressed by the Manchu. So Manchu is the ruling race in China. Han is being oppressed. One of the symbol is the pigtail, the long braid. That's Manchus imposed upon Han people as show you subject to their custom. Okay, so at the end of the Qing dynasty, the revolution overturned the Qing government. Han obviously is the majority, and the Qing cannot oppress Han anymore. What happened to Manchu people, right? I can assure you there's no oppression against Manchu people. Han people's mentality is just, let's move on, let's live together, we are all Chinese. And that's what we did. Manchu people, they actually prefer the custom of Han, and they changed their last name to Han last name. It's not by any oppression. And nowadays there's fewer Manchu people, not because racism, it's just because they willingly assimilate to Han. That story is the main story. That's why Han people is the largest group of people. Okay, that's one fact. Another fact is during World War II, when Jewish people are refugees all through the world, I'm sure you know the history that United States actually closed the port, not allowing Jewish refugees to come to United States. At the same time, China actually opened the port. There's lots of refugees of Jewish people in Shanghai, another fact. And also today, let's look at another fact. China has always supported two-state solution for Palestine, not United States. That's just a couple facts for you to consider whether Chinese is racist.